What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Cold Weather Bats, your go-to stop for all things Royal Oak Leprechauns this summer. And today is our second episode installment of our partnership with the Royal Oak Leprechauns. We've got a great interview here on deck. So before we dive into today's quick show, quick reminder to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on all of our social media platforms. All you got to do is search Cold Weather Bats in that search bar, hit follow, hit like, hit subscribe. Do it on every single one. Be sure to find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube as well. So be sure to do that so you don't miss any of the action, whether it's from our partnership with the Leprechauns or the other fun content that we have rolling your way. So before we go any further, we're going to take a pause. Go hit that follow button for us or that subscribe button wherever you are looking. While you're hitting subscribe, we want to first off thank you for tuning in. We can't do this without any of our listeners. And really, we can't do it without any of our sponsors. And today, we'd like to thank the official clothing sponsor of Cold Weather Bats. That is going to be G Brand. G Brand is your go-to, whether you're a sports organization or a business. They can take care of you, whether it is uniforms for a sports organization. Doesn't matter the sport either. Or maybe you're a business that really wants to, that bland wall you have in your facility, you want to get that covered with some nice artwork. G Brand can take care of you. They can do everything. They do apparel, they do tablecloths, they do pop-up banners. They do it all. They've helped me personally with obviously CWB, with our baseball organization as well. They are able to help my other business that I have, as well as they've taken care of me personally for other clothes that I need on quick notice. So if you are needing any of those things, not only are they the company to go to, they are here, they are local, they are here in Metro Detroit. They make everything here in Metro Detroit. So go on and reach out to G Brand. That's gbrandusa.com, and they'll take care of you. We've been previewing some awesome summer baseball organization across Michigan. More of that is going to be dropping soon on our Patreon. And if you have a child in travel ball and you're trying to survive that summer chaos, be sure to check out our newest post on Patreon, the Travel Ball Parent Survival Guide. It's real, it's useful, and really, from what we've seen already across the travel baseball landscape, it's needed for a lot of families. And really, it connects what these Royal Oak Leprechauns in the Northwoods League, they're living this. Long days, heavy schedules, and a whole lot of bus miles, with more to come this next week. So speaking of that grind, let's talk about what the Leprechauns just went through this past week. They wrapped up a brutal stretch of 7 games in 7 days, a game every single day. And they weren't short trips either. They hit up Battle Creek, made the long run to the beautiful Madison, Wisconsin. I believe it's the Mallards. They came back home to Royal Oak, and then they turned right around and headed out to Loves Park, Illinois to face the Rockford Rivets. They came out of that 2-5, not the week they were looking for, but hey, it's early. They're only about 25% into the season. The Leps thus far are 9-11 on the season. They've gone 3-7 over the last 10. The building blocks are there, though. The lineup is getting tougher. The arms are starting to settle in. The players that were playing in the rest of their collegiate season are now back. And the team's starting to show signs of locking in. And one of the guys that's leading the charge is Tristan Crane. He has been a serious presence for this squad. He's really been a true two-way guy for them. He's playing shortstop. He's pitching when needed. And he's usually holding down that 3 spot in the middle of the lineup. On the year, he's hitting .329 through 80 at-bats with 5 extra base hits and 15 RBIs. And when he toes the rubber, he's been just as effective with 5 1/3 of innings worked, a win, a save, and 7 strikeouts. Really a guy that you need to go to when arms are maybe, you don't have as much in the bullpen. You need a guy to close it out, things to that extent. So, yeah, he's been doing it all for them. And today we're going to hear right from him here shortly. We'll talk about the dual role, how his team is holding up through the early season bus grind, what this next week looks like, and what he is focused on moving forward. So, without further ado, let's get on into it with Tristan Crane. Welcome to the show. So, Tristan, it's still early in the season. Roughly 25% of the season is done. But what's the experience been like for you? It's obviously different than summer ball and collegiate ball, but what's it been like so far for you here in the Northwoods League?
It's been super fun. I mean, coming out here with some of the best players in the area that I've played against for 4 years in high school, it's been awesome. I mean, the vibe on the team is super good, and coming out here and playing with these guys every day, it's an awesome experience, and it just feels good to come out and play baseball every day.
And for those that might be tuning in that aren't really familiar with, your youth and your high school, give people a quick rundown of how you got through going through youth into high school and where you're at now.
Yeah, so I've kind of been all over the place for travel ball. I've played for the D Las Vegas. I played for the Warrior teams. I've played for the old Michigan Expos, Titans. So I've been all over the place in travel ball when I was younger. But then I played for the Warriors in D Las Vegas, which kind of got me to Brother Rice High School. And I got to play for Coach Riker for 4 years on varsity, started as a freshman. So I kind of got to grow through that process of learning at a young age as a freshman when I got to Brother Rice, and we had a good seasons at Brother Rice, good strong winning seasons, and like I said, I've played against a lot of the guys I'm playing with now, and I've also played with a lot of the same guys I played with through my freshman to senior year at Brother Rice High School, Michigan. Um, so yeah, I've had a good, strong, and fun upbringing through the Michigan travel ball circuit and high school competitive season with the Catholic League and everything. So it's been good.
It's somewhat unique in a way, right? Where you've not only played with a lot of these guys or played against, but to now go do it in this setting, it's a little bit different. No, I mean, I feel like for most of those that are going to play in the Northwoods League or any other collegiate league, they're pulling in from really everywhere. And for you guys to do that, in a way, probably gives you guys a little bit of a leg up because you guys have known each other for such a long period of time.
Right? Yeah, we've known each other. We've played against each other. Like I said, there's probably 6 guys, 7 guys that I've played with at Brother Rice on this team, and that I've played every single day with for 4 years. So that chemistry we have is outstanding. And then you bring in guys that we've battled against and competed against for 4 years, and now that we're all playing together, there's no more like battle against each other. It's more come together and play with each other, which is a lot more fun and much more loving.
So let's talk about how you've done thus far. You're kind of doing everything, right? You're playing shortstop, you're pitching, and you're batting in the middle of the lineup. How are you balancing those roles mentally and physically while playing this many games this entire summer?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, especially at Brother Rice, like I played every day as a shortstop, and of course I always had that pitching tool in my back pocket, um, and I was used as an everyday shortstop, and then almost like an emergency role as a pitcher, and I'd come in late inning, seventh inning, and just shut it down. That's kind of how I've been built for ever since I was a freshman in high school. So now that I'm doing it in summer ball, it's kind of normal for me, and I would say my body's pretty used to it. And obviously, the circuit of the North Ball or the Northwoods League is very tough as we're going on like a 40 game stretch. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's just taking care of your body as best you can on the road and stuff. Bus rides are tough on the body, obviously, but just coming out every day and just making sure you're stretched out and just have good vibes and just making sure, like, if you ever don't feel good, just talk to the trainer, talk to the coaches, make sure they know what's going on. And, but I've been feeling pretty good myself, so it's been good. I've able to balance doing everything.
So with you guys playing that many games consecutively and being on those bus rides, they're not the most comfortable and luxurious. I know
They're
that.
not. They're
Are you
not.
doing anything special to, trying to get your body right besides just the typical, you know, dynamic warm up or stretching? Anything different that you're now seeing that you have to do to be ready to go?
No, I think it's important when you're on the bus rides to stand up every once in a while and make sure your
Yeah.
back's not stiffening up. And but no, I think it's just when you get off the bus, just make sure your dynam's good enough to where you feel fully stretched before you do really anything. And um, yeah, like a serious dynam is very important. So which I learned when I was at Corpus. So Um, yeah, it's all about the dynam and just make sure you're stretched out before you go play the game.
So let's look ahead to this week's matchup. Is there any teams that you guys are getting fired up to face, or any of the games that you're circling to be ready to go? And really, what kind of games are you guys expecting to see this next week here?
So we got a long road trip ahead of us. We have a week-long road trip. Um, the two games that we're looking forward to most is the Traverse City series. We are traveling up to Traverse City to play them for a weekend series, and I know they have a sweet stadium and a sweet atmosphere, so we're looking to go in there and maybe win a couple games.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very nice stadium, and
Yeah.
being in Traverse City doesn't suck,
No, it's
especially when
one
it's
of
gonna be
the,
nice out this week.
yeah, it's one of the best places to be in Michigan during the summer, so can't
It
complain.
definitely is. So you guys just wrapped up BP today before your game here this evening on the Monday. For people that haven't been out to a Leprechauns game yet, excuse me, what's your pitch to tell people, hey, come on out to watch us, and why should they come check out a game this summer?
The vibes are super fun. I mean, you get to be right on top of home plate. It feels like it's not like a big stadium atmosphere. Like you're close up. Bring your kids out. The kids interact with the players very well. We have like a team of the week. So the little league team comes out with us onto the field, and they get to run out to the position with us and do the national anthem and warm up with us before the game. So the atmosphere is pretty good with kids, and the players interact with them as best we can, and it's just fun. I mean, they do beer competitions, so good for adults, and there's plenty of seating, and it's just fun. I mean, the atmosphere is fun. The night games here are awesome, and it's just truly fun.
So I haven't dug too deep into your guys' schedule here, but I know you mentioned you guys are just going to be going for a week-long road trip. Does that set you guys up for a little bit of an extended homestay after that?
Yeah, so we were going away for a week to a few different cities, and then yeah, we're home for a while. I think I'm not exactly sure the exact number, but we are home for a very long while. We'll be home the whole week of the 4th of July. So we'll be
Awesome.
playing at 13 Mile and Woodward for that entire week for sure.
So for the visiting stadiums you've been to thus far, obviously looking forward to Traverse City for obvious reasons. Is
Yeah.
there any other stadiums that you've seen thus far that have been like, oh, that's a really nice stadium, or an area that was like, oh, that's pretty nice?
Yeah, we went to Madison, Wisconsin a few times. Their place is super sweet. They get a lot of fans. We played a Friday night game there, and they sold that place out, and they do a lot of fun activities. So that Madison's pretty sweet.
All right. That is going to do it for this episode of Cold Weather Bats. Big shout out and thank you to Tristan Crane for hopping on and giving us a look behind the curtain in advancement of their game tonight down at the Lucky Corner. So, whether it's at the plate, on the mound, or holding things down at short, he's been a key piece for the Leprechauns. And it's clear he is just a guy that loves to compete. And again, Tristan, we appreciate the time. Now that the Leps are a little bit over 25% through the season and there's still a lot of baseball to be played, we've seen flashes, we've seen some grinded out moments, and we're hoping this next week brings a few more W's back to Royal Oak before they head out on this week-long road trip. So whether it's a home game or a road stretch, we'll be watching, we'll be cheering them on, and we hope that you are too. If you haven't already, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode of Cold Weather Bats. We've got more content on the way, including features on summer ball organizations across Michigan, like we mentioned earlier. A lot of exclusives will be dropping on Patreon. And of course, that summer baseball survival guide that we talked about up at the top of the show. Whether you're a fan, a player, or a parent chasing a full tournament schedule, this is really for you. So, again, thank you so much for tuning on in, and we will catch you next time right here, same time, same place on Cold Weather Bets. Best of luck to Leprechauns, and we will see you next week.